We are going to start with one of my favorites. And
is the veggie one of your favorites?
Yes, it's because it's fun to make. It's like I'm an artist, so it's like creating.
She cut the pita pocket in half, lathered it with hummus for flavor, and then a colorful array of veggies exploded onto the sandwich. She added sprouts, cucumbers, red onion, green peppers, tomato, and lettuce. It was a sight for hungry eyes. Meanwhile,
we also go real light on the cheese, like a high moisture mozzarella. Less more.
He added a little more cheese, pepperoni, and sausage, pulled the dough to the edges of the peel, and placed it in the wood-fire grill for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then it was time.
I love pizza. Who doesn't, right? I like that crust like that, a little laid out.
She got me an Asiago bagel, dumped 2 heapings of crab dip on it, and spread it evenly on both halves of the bagel. She added a shredded mozzarella and cheddar cheese blend, sprinkled on some Old Bay, and put it in the toaster, letting it run through a couple of times until it browned on top. And then it was time. Rachel played around in the milk chocolate a bit to loosen it up and make sure it was what she called shiny. She said dipping the cake pop wasn't nearly as easy as it looked, and I must say, I agree. The trick I quickly learned is to not leave the cake pop in the chocolate too long so it doesn't fall off the stick, and to cover the cake down to the tip of the stick. Then came the really hard part.
Turn, shake.
There you go.
Turn, shake. Don't let the cake pop fall.
Well, as they say in New Orleans, laissez les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Chef put some oil in one pan to start the ham gravy. He added our already cooked grits to the other pan with some cream for flavor. He added some shrimp to the first pan, followed by a little blackening season, and our peppers, onions, and celery. He sautéed that for a few minutes and then added the ham, which was already cooked but needed to be warmed through. He tossed it several times and added enough cooking wine to make a sauce at the bottom of the pan. He stirred our grits and cut off the heat so they could relax a bit. He turned off the heat on our sauce and added chunks of butter to melt down, and then he plated our meal.
Drop them on the sheet pan with parchment paper on the bottom. Bake those at about 8 to 10 minutes, 300 degrees, 325 degrees, depending on your oven.
After the pumpkin cakes are done, he says it's important to let them cool off before moving ahead with the icing.
I have my cream cheese, I have my butter, I have confectioner's sugar inside of there. Let me load up my pastry bag for you.
Okay.
Just fold this over your hand, scoop a little bit of that out of the bowl.
He pressed it down to the tip, twisted the bag, put a couple of cakes on the platter, and went for it.
Just line them up. Just a little bit of the little dab will do you.
He squeezed out a few more dabs, and then it was time.
Make a pumpkin lover out of me, I'm sure. More of a sweet potato girl, but.
Good.
It is pretty good.
50 degrees until they're nice and soft. Then, when we take them out of the oven, be careful, poke a few holes in it, let the steam out. The steam can be very, very hot.
Next, he made a cross in the potatoes with a knife, pushed on both ends to open it up a bit. He put marshmallows in the potato first, so, as he put it, the caramel would have something to hold on to. He added 2 ounces of their made in-house caramel sauce and added another handful of marshmallows on top. And then he put the potatoes back in the oven for a couple of minutes to toast the marshmallows. With ours nice and toasted to our liking, I picked up a fork, and then it was time.
I'm a sweet potato girl and can't go wrong with marshmallows and caramel sauce.
Tell me how it is.
For chicken, we just use, roasted chicken breast that we roast off here.
Prynus says everything they use in their kitchen is homemade and always fresh.
So just some chopped pecans, some grapes.
Ooh, some grapes.
Red grapes for color. You can use green as well. And we use a lot of fresh herbs. So here's some parsley, some tarragon.
Then we added fresh chives, a little kosher salt and pepper, and then onto my favorite ingredient. That's also our Kitchen Insider tip. Oh my gosh, my favorite. Some people might think this is disgusting. I love mayo so much.
You have to use mayo just to hold it together a little bit. Otherwise It's a little tough. And just
mix everything up.
Just mix it up.
For the Captain Crunch French toast, it includes a bowl of Captain Crunch cereal and a traditional mixture of eggs, vanilla extract, and cinnamon.
We use Texas toast, and we use 3 pieces per order. And we're gonna dredge it in the French toast mix like this. And then we're gonna just kind of...
Right on the cereal.
Right, exactly. So it sticks on there.
All right.
Okay, and I'm gonna put it in the deep fat fryer. Yeah.
It's not a...
Nope,
pan
you don't
there.
pan it. Nope, you put it in the hot grease, which is 350 degrees.
Then you let it cook about a minute or so, or until it's golden brown. Today, I was trying a few of their recipes, but the one I'm most excited about, one of their hottest sauces on fuego. This is the hottest wing that they have.
Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's really hot. But that is good.
But first, we had to see what their orange crush was all about.
Vodka, triple sec.
Just a little bit of liquor in there.
Just a little bit. Sprite. And then fresh squeezed orange.
And he let me try.
Keep going. I wasn't lying about that. All right, you're halfway there.
Then you shake it up, pour it in the glass, and add an orange slice. Now it's time to see what our customers think.
That is delicious.
There it is. Wow, so how long has that been smoking for?
I put that on about 9 o'clock yesterday. Cooks for about 12 hours.
Time to shred the pork. And that's where we get our kitchen insider tip. It's best not to do it by hand, but with this very unique tool. He let me try. Oh my gosh, this is harder than it looks.
And you just put that in, and you mix it around. You put it, skin side up.
Okay.
And then you would put the crab imperial inside.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so it's actually like a stuffed fish.
Yes. So we're going to put this in the oven.
You then bake the fish for 7 minutes at 450 degrees. And anything else you do after when it's done? Or
Before it's done, we'll top it with some fresh imperial sauce on top of that until it gets nice and brown.
Okay.
And then we'll plate it.
Side dish that you recommend to go along with it? Any vegetables or rice?
Well, actually, I have some vegetables I'm going to cook.
Okay.
And we usually use a medley, a fresh medley. And in this, I have zucchini, squash, tomatoes, peppers, onions, and mushrooms.
And for our kitchen insider tip, Glenn says in order to not overcook the vegetables, move them around in the pan constantly while they're cooking. He even showed me how to properly toss the vegetables without using any cooking tools.
Take it and just dredge it through the tempura, and then we're gonna give them a drop in our deep fryer.
They fry for about 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then they get placed right on top of your soup. Time to try.
I'm so excited. That is really good. It's so flavorful. That's good.
First up, the Pilgrim, which they say is their take on Thanksgiving.
This is like stuffing. This tastes just like stuffing.
Bread that tastes like stuffing? Count me in. Next, some light mayo, cranberry spread, some fresh turkey, and finally lettuce. On to the next one. First thing we're making, a couscous salad. Hammond says this is a lighter meal that's perfect for the summertime.
We start with the couscous. Put like a few spoons of couscous, 4 to 5. We add feta cheese. And we get our mixed tomato and cucumber, which we use for Greek salads and falafel and other items.
Next, you add romaine lettuce to a bowl. After mixing your couscous, you scoop it right on top.
This is our house dressing.
Okay.
The base is extra virgin olive oil. We also have with oregano, fresh lemon juice.
After garnishing it with chickpeas, almonds, and onions, it's done. Exactly what we're making today. Their most popular item, mushroom burrata. First step, spraying your pizza dough with organic sunflower oil. Then it gets fresh Parmesan, basil, mixed cheese, burrata cheese, a few sun-dried tomatoes, some mushrooms, and garlic.
All of these recipes are your wife's recipes?
Yes, my wife's recipes. She is very talented.
Talented indeed.
So what he just put on, that is our 3-cheese blend, and it goes on all of our pizzas.
After it's all packed down, it goes right in the oven. And the oven is about 1,000 degrees, so the pizzas take about 3 minutes to cook. But Jason says you can't leave the pizzas alone to cook. You must constantly spin it to ensure the whole pie gets cooked evenly.
So what he's doing now is he raises it up to the top of the oven. That'll just get the cheese melted on the top of the surface of the pizza. Make sure everything's crusted over.
And once the pizza is fully cooked, it gets a few final touches: arugula, pine nuts, and a balsamic glaze. Time to try. Oh boy. First step, dredge your Maryland oysters in a seasoned flour. After that, you dip them in 350-degree oil and fry them for about 3 minutes. For our Kitchen Insider tip, Chef says you know they are fully cooked when they float. You also don't want to overcook them because they can get dry. After they're done, you drain them and make your sauce for the sandwich.
Sauce.
Put them in the middle and spread it out. As per if the customer want extra, we can put some extra sauce.
Next, you add some shredded mozzarella cheese, mushrooms, onions, fresh green peppers, black olives, pepperoni, and spicy sausage.
The Lenita's pizza is ready.
Yum. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing.
Their most popular appetizers, their hand-breaded chicken strips.
You take the fresh chicken and then you get your tender. And then the process is dry, wet, dry. You want to make sure your fryer basket's down so they don't stick to the bottom of the basket.
The wet mixture is a blend of House Autry all-purpose breader and club soda. For our Kitchen Insider tip, Chef says the consistency of the batter is very important because if it's too thin or thick, it either won't stick or it'll be over-breaded. The chicken cooks for about 4 to 5 minutes and it's done. Time to try.
Our chicken strips. It's gonna go up with the barbecue. Wow, that is amazing flavor.
So we start out with a little bit of olive oil.
After that's heated up, you add sliced garlic, and it'll cook for a minute or so. Next, you add chopped artichoke hearts, Roma tomatoes, a little white wine, chicken stock, lemon juice, and finally capers to give it a little saltiness. For our Kitchen Insider tip, to make your sauce a little thicker, all you have to do is add slurry, or a mixture of equal parts water and cornstarch. While the sauce was cooking, Chef was also baking the fish, which he says usually takes about 10 minutes per inch. After the fish was all done, we smothered it in our sauce, added a little basil, rosemary, and thyme, and it was done. Today, we're making the whole lobster roll, which includes the tail. First step, buttering your roll and placing it on the grill. For our Kitchen Insider tip, toasting it on the grill is a great alternative to a toaster oven.
Yeah, then I come to this area and I measure meat for whole lobster roll. We put a tail on first, and then we make 4.5 ounces of lobster.
We added a little mayonnaise on the bun, stuffed it with lobster meat, added a lemon and butter sauce, and topped it off with salt and pepper. Time to try.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is so yummy.
Jackson was showing us how she makes her peach cheesecake. And while she wouldn't share her secret recipe for her cheesecake batter, she did tell us that for her crust, she uses crushed graham crackers, a little bit of butter, and sugar. First, she sliced the peaches into small slices, then poured her cheesecake mix in, put another layer of peaches in the middle, and then another layer of filling over the top. It was all ready to go in the oven. For our Kitchen Insider tip, Jackson says wrapping the cake tin in tin foil and then placing it in a pan of boiling water helps with the baking process and prevents any cracks. Next, we made an apple topping for one of her plain cheesecakes that she already had cooked for us. First up, steaming the apples.
So with these apples, I'm going to steam them, and it'll be just another a nice complement to the cheesecake. Steaming them will give a little bit of sauce so that I can drizzle over the cheesecake.
She also added a little water, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
Pretty much all it needs, and it'll cook down, and the natural flavors will come out and make that cheesecake so nice.
The Meat Mountain, which can be ordered hot or cold.
What do we have here? It looks like there's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. We put 2 chicken tenders on the bottom. Okay. And then we do 1.5 ounces of turkey, and then we do ham. We do a piece of the Swiss, it's a big eye Swiss, and then the authentic New York corned beef. And then we have the brisket, Angus, sharp cheddar, and roast beef, and then we top it off with 3 pieces of bacon.
How do you bite into that?
We shall find out.
Time to try the Meat Mountain. I don't know how I'm supposed to eat this. Like, there's no way you can fit that entire sandwich in your mouth. There's no way. But I'm gonna do my best. Okay. I got about 1/3 of it. That's it. I think maybe if you like flip it over and do it like this. That was good. That's really good. That's just a lot.
What they're known for and named after, candied yams. For this, you boil the yams until they're halfway cooked, then you peel them, slice them, place them in the pan, coat them in 3 cups of sugar, a little cinnamon and some butter, and bake them for 20 minutes at 350 degrees.